I'm with Rutgers Cooperative Extension. We are located right now at the research farm, the Snyder Research Farm in Pittstown, New Jersey, basically right in the center of the state. From Extension, we basically take our research and our data and then we bring it to the farm community. We always say Extension is taking the university to the field, and so that's what we basically do. So we do on-farm research. A lot of times it's specific to what that particular grower is interested in doing. Most of our more conventional academic research we do on one of our research farms that we have scattered throughout the state, but we do cooperate with farmers if they want to look at something specific on their farm. As a Northeast SARE state coordinator, our role is to carry all the multitude of programs that SARE offers and let our grower community understand that those programs are out there, and we kind of try to be a bridge between federal resources and local and state producers. This research project is actually going to support our hemp project, which is developing a manual for industrial hemp production in the Northeast, with particular focus on this region of the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic region. And so this is a variety trial that we're looking at some of the different cultivars that are being marketed to our growers in the region. And since it's a relatively new crop, it's a very new crop actually, and this is only the second year that it's legal for production in New Jersey, our grower community have tons of questions. They want to know which cultivars to plant, how do we raise it, what fertility do we need to use, what insect and disease pests are we going to encounter. And so we're doing these trials to try to get an understanding from our side, from Extension's viewpoint, of what cultivars might meet the needs of the growing community, what industry is looking for, frankly, what those industries are going to be, to where we're going to ultimately carry our finished product to sell and hopefully make a profit, by growing this crop in the state. And so those are all the questions that we're trying to answer, and our in-field research is going to complement the development of our manual that is our actual SARE project.
We receive tons of emails and phone calls. I can't tell you how many people are interested in this crop. The volume of calls that we get, the volume of emails, requests for information has been more than any crop I've ever worked with since I've been in Extension.
Our growing conditions are different here, vastly different than where most of the other research has been conducted. A lot of it was in the western part of the United States, where they were a little bit ahead in terms of being able to grow it. So they have more years of replicated study. So all of the conditions and all the issues that we face growing any crop in New Jersey, our vegetable producers are always facing plant and insect disease and management considerations, and our harvest intervals and our growing season limitations. All those are going to apply to industrial hemp as well, or as the regulation now calls it, just hemp. And so all those questions are still out there, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to answer as many of those as we can. Another really important consideration is we're very limited in chemical controls, because it takes an awful lot of money and a lot of time to get chemistries approved, as you all know. And so right now we're very limited in what we can produce. And hemp is a very unique crop in a lot of ways, in particular about what the market's demanding, where there's a very large segment of the market that wants hemp raised organically. And so that adds another new dimension to trying to figure out what cultivars might be at least disease tolerant, if not disease resistant, that still will meet our needs from the ultimate consumer at the end of the day. More states are making hemp legal. More states are making the other crop legal. I'm allowed to talk about that crop. So as we're moving forward, and the regulatory compliance issues are going to become a concern.
One of the areas I like to look at is new or novel crops, and with the hemp coming on to the, being legalized in different parts of the country, growers had an interest in whether or not it would be suitable for them as a crop that they could pursue. And there's a lot of questions about hemp, because hemp, the last time it was really grown was for fiber. We never really grew it for CBD, which is the big emphasis now. And I like to make the mistakes before the growers commit all their resources to it. So this is really a fact-finding project for us. We're trying to figure out the best way to produce it, what pests they'll face, what diseases, even fertility. We're still making mistakes as we work on this project. One of the problems we have is we've only grown it for 2 years. This is our 2nd year. So I'm not that far ahead of actually the people who are out there growing it in the field. I'm learning a lot. Every time we visit these fields, we find something new, a different pest, something we probably should have done different. The team will basically say, you know what we should do next year? So we're learning as we go. I guess what I've learned is there is a potential market here for our growers, but it may not be for everybody, and it's going to be a crop that's going to take a lot of work and a lot of management to it. So I'm learning that it can be produced here. It's just a matter of how easily it can be produced here.